she comes home and she does like, she gets the kids ready, she does hair, she does bath time, and she just says she doesn't feel like he appreciates like how hard she works to keep the family together.
Welcome back to What's Up With You, everybody. Tonight we got my girl, my ace, Monty P. I dropped her government name like
You
my
dropped my
dad.
government, yes,
I
like my
did.
dad, yes.
Yeah, because we got some business to talk about tonight. So tonight's topic is, what do women want, right? But before we do that, tonight's show is brought to you by Batch. Balance is a master key to life. When you're done watching this live or this YouTube video, go to BAMBAMMLLC.net/shop batch for all your clothing and apparel needs. It's run by my man AJ Throwback. Monty P, what's up with you?
What's up with me? It's been a day, but I made it through. I'm here, and I'm ready to chit chat.
Well, here is better than not here.
We talked about that,
so that's a good thing,
right?
Before we get started, I would like to just make preface the whole conversation by saying this, right? Different people have different views on all different kinds of things. So don't get offended if you disagree with me or Monty P. At the end of the day, and this is my opinion, out of everything that we know that exists in creation, the most beautiful, majestic thing that I have ever seen with my two God-given eyes is a woman. So I just want to throw that out there. If I say something that pisses you off,
you wanted to go ahead and get the sweet out the way.
I will get the sweet out the way, and let it be known that I love y'all either way. I love girls. I do adore. Okay, Monty P. So I know that there's like this really long laundry list of things that women want. But what do women want? What do y'all truly want? In general, what do y'all want?
If I told you we didn't know, would you laugh? We really don't know.
Are you serious? Hold on, wait a minute.
No. I'm joking. So so I polled my friends, since you sent me the topic earlier this week. So I polled all my friends, and it was a laundry list. So I shortened it to like 10 things. 10 things that I did like tally what people were saying, and so I got 10 things that were the most important to women.
Okay.
To the women that I know. I mean, married women, single women, older women. I polled a lot of women, even women that I'm not really cool with. I mean, coworkers. I've like polled a lot of people just to like get a vibe about what women really want.
Okay, cool. So we can do this however it works for you, since you have the information and all I have is questions. What are your thoughts on the 10? What you got from the 10? Talk to me. What you got?
So the 10 are, so I'm gonna just read them out real fast. Honesty, consistency, quality time, affection, trust, communication, being appreciated, which I was surprised that a lot of women were saying that they didn't feel like appreciated. Loyalty, stability, and responsibility, men being more responsible. And then I added provider and protector as my own alternate too.
Okay, hold on right quick, because I'm writing those down. So I'll tell you what I got. I wasn't able to get all of them. I got honesty. I got honesty, consistency, quality time, appreciation, and loyalty. And then yours was provider and protector. So I got 5 of the ones of your 10. So what were the 5? what are the five that are missing?
Affection,
Affection. Okay, what else?
trust,
Trust.
which
Okay.
trust and loyalty kind of go together. Stability, responsibility.
Stability, responsibility. Is that it? Is that the 10?
Yes, I think so.
Oh, wow. Honesty,
Mm,
consistency, quality time, appreciation, loyalty, affection, trust, stability, responsibility, provide and protect.
I added those two. Communication. That's
Communication.
one of the ones you're missing.
Okay. So that's quite a list.
But keep in
Um,
mind, this is not everybody's not saying. These are just the ones that had like they got the most. Now, see, everybody's saying you want a unicorn, you want a lot. See, that's there you go. Your DJ drip, next level. Y'all got to get into it. So these are the ones that were the most people were saying them. And like I said, I was surprised by the majority of the women saying that they didn't feel appreciated. Like they want to feel appreciated. Um,
let's go into that. Let's talk
okay.
about that. Let's delve
Okay.
into that. So women, that's the one that surprised you, correct?
I was surprised that I don't know. And it made me kind of look to some things about myself, and I was like, well, do I feel appreciated? It kind of um made me do a little thinking. But a lot of women were saying they don't feel appreciated by men. Um,
Did they go into detail as to what it is that they feel unappreciated about, or in what aspect?
so some of them were saying that they just women. Um, so I think it's more so that I'm gonna just give an example that one woman gave me. She works all day. Her husband works all day too. But she comes home and she
Mm-hmm.
does like she gets the kids ready. She does hair. She does bath time, and she just says she doesn't feel like he appreciates like how hard she works to keep the family together.
Okay. How did she tell you how he could show his appreciation for the load that she's carrying?
She did not, and I did not ask.
Okay, that'd be good. So, well, let's just have the conversation. If you were in that situation, and ladies that's on the live, y'all can tell me in the comments, how would you want your man to show you appreciation for all of the things that you're doing?
I'm not really sure because I think I would probably have to be in like that situation. But I
Mm-hmm.
think that just somebody like for me, I'm like cool with I appreciate you. Like I know you do this, you do that. I'm cool with like just saying that I appreciate you or helping me saying I appreciate that you be doing all this every day. I'm gonna do this for you tonight, or I'm gonna do this for you for a week, or I'm gonna help you every night. I think that maybe that would help. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
really I'm not really sure. So that's I just a lot of people were saying they just feel like men think, and then one of my other friends said she thought that men think certain things are supposed to have so, like women are supposed to do like certain things and they're not appreciative of those things, whatever, if it's cooking meals for them or just doing um or just doing she didn't feel like um, he was appreciative of things that she was doing. And I mean, like, so outside of the house, because they're not married. So he wasn't appreciative of things that she was doing as far as taking care, like doing things for him, maybe cooking up dinner for him or
Mm-hmm.
taking his clothes to the dry cleaners. She was saying she didn't feel as though he was appreciative for those things. So um, I was telling her if you don't feel appreciated, don't do it. But I mean, that was
Oh, wow. So one of the things that my therapist, Dr. Evans, at Empower All Day, that he mentions is how in order for relationships to work, sometimes what happens is if you have something kind of like traditional where the man handles all of the bills,
Mm-hmm.
it's easy for men to fall into the ideology of like yo, I pay all the bills, like all that other stuff is your job, and it works out better when the man is willing to carry all of his load and help her carry what we traditionally believe to be the woman's load, right? I don't want to just call it her load, right? Go ahead. You about to say something?
Now that's an understanding. The understanding is that you do this and I do this. If that's
Mm-hmm.
the understanding, I pay all the bills and you take care of the house and the children and that type of thing. If that's the understanding, then that's the understanding. But if it's not like understood that those are the roles,
Mm-hmm.
then yeah.
I mean, to me, that just sounds like there needs to be some either clarification of what we expect the roles to be.
Or
But I
some
mean,
communication.
right, some communication. That was on the list too. Communication, right? So maybe we
Mm-hmm.
need to improve our communication. But I mean, things change. Life is always changing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's a thing where at the beginning she was fine with it and he was fine with it and everything was moving smooth, but now she's realized like, yo, this is too much for me. So
Right.
I need some help. And I mean, I think that I know as a husband, I'll ask my wife like, "Yo, you need help with anything? You need help with anything?" Because I mean, she take care of the kids. She keep the house clean and stuff like that. And I told her just the other day, I say, "Hey, I emptied the dishwasher for you." You know what I'm saying? Like I don't, you know, I don't really know. And I think that I would assume that women want to hear that they are appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
On the flip side of that, right? Just something else to widen our spectrum on it. Um, I understand that women want to be appreciated, but it's very, very rare that you hear a woman go to a guy and be like, I really appreciate you paying the mortgage payment. Right? So I say that to say that that could be an inverted way of bringing about the gratitude that and the appreciation that you're
That
looking for.
both
You
people, yeah.
that both people are looking for. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? So she feels that way, and if she's is kind of hesitant or tentative to bring it up to him in a certain way, she could go to him and tell him everything that she's appreciative to him for, and see if that kind of helps him to open up and be like, hey, you know what? You know, you do be doing all of this other stuff up in here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What's your opinion on that?
I agree.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. Let me
Yeah,
jump
we
into
got
the
some of those
comments right
comments.
quick.
Yeah, that's why I
Yeah,
was actually
yeah.
reading the comment.
Yeah, I know it's all good. So Shanae said, and I'm not going in any order. She said we don't feel appreciated because there are things that we do that men think we should do as women. So it's not appreciated. It's like she's supposed to do it. So it's the idea that she's supposed to. So I think Shanae's saying like just the idea that these are automatically your assignments
Mm-hmm.
is an issue, right?
Yes.
So there's that. Shantae 38 said, well, just because he pays all the bills doesn't mean that he can't acknowledge the things she does and just show his appreciation. Yeah, I agree with that too. I mean, I think that there's a lot of so I think when you operate in a default mode, it's very easy to be gratuitous or unappreciative of the norm, right? Like most of us get out of bed and we walk to the kitchen, we walk to the bathroom, and we don't really think about being grateful for the fact that we can walk because it is the norm. So when you sprain your ankle and it hurts to walk, that's when you be like, damn, I sure do wish I could walk the normal way. So I think that it probably goes both ways in a sense that men and women both are doing their default jobs and feeling unappreciated.
I can go with that.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm glad. Why is my joint so bright? I'm glad we agree. I'm glad we agree. I got another question for you. And I
Okay.
hear this all the time, right? Women always say they want consistency. What does that mean? Like what consistency are y'all looking for?
So you know that I use a term you might don't know, but I use a term called consistently inconsistent. So
Okay.
like you consistently doing things that are inconsistent. Consistency is just for me, I ain't speaking for nobody but me, but consistency for me is just like being present and like just being consistent, like doing okay, like example. I think that people say that, once you get used to somebody, you start treating them different, like you don't do the things that you used to do anymore. I'm just talking about being consistent, like just being the same person consistently.
Mm-hmm.
Being whatever it is, whatever kind of consistency that you need. I mean, some of the ladies can speak to the types of consistency, but for me, I mean, it's just showing up consistently, being the same person consistently.
Okay, so
Um,
Keisha said no fickle
behavior,
behaviors.
right?
You're saying consistency. The reason I moved on to consistency because um how would I put this without it demeaning men? We are very point A to point B ish,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if we have it, whether it's a written or unwritten understanding that I pay the bills, right?
Mm-hmm.
Most men are like, I consistently pay the bills. I'm consistent. So what's the problem? So what consistency are you looking for? Are you looking for consistency in terms of me being a good listener, emotionally available? What are you looking for?
All of the above. I mean, I want you to just be consistent. Like she said, no fickle behavior. You're one way one day, you're another way another time. You don't do the things that you say you're gonna do. Like, so I think just being consistent and being accountable, consistent. I mean, I don't really know. Like, I don't really know. Like, because for me, that's what it means. It just means for me, just showing up. And I saw somebody said, I think it was Shantae, saying that being who you were in the beginning, doing the things that you just be. I don't know how much consistency. Men be trying to act like stuff is real, like it's real, but it's black or white. Either you is or you ain't. Either you consistent or you not. Somebody
Okay,
look up consistency in the dictionary, and
I'm
whatever
a
that is, if he not, he not.
okay. So what I'm gonna do is my man Sam want to get in here, so I'm gonna let Sam jump in if that's okay with
Oh
you.
Lord, no, I do not want Sam in here. No, Sam. No, Sam. No, Sam. No, Sam. No. Come on, Sam.
So this is what we're gonna do. Sam, if you're ready to talk, once I bring you in, you can go with whatever you got. I'll be looking up the definition of
Of
consistency so that we can
consistency.
actually read it. And before we do that, Shanae said, don't call me every day in the morning and in the afternoon for a week, and then I don't hear from you for two
That's an
days. That's an
example
example.
of
Okay,
consistency.
fair enough. Let's get Sam in here. And one other thing, Shantae said the consistency of doing the things you was doing in the beginning, keep doing it. Some switch up. Okay, cool. Let's get Sam in here. Let's see if we can get Sam in here while I look up the definition of consistency. Sam,
Hey, how y'all doing?
welcome to the show,
Oh,
my
hey
guy.
Sam.
How y'all doing?
What
It's,
you
it's
got
real
for
light
us,
out
man?
here. I know it's dark over there.
It's all good. It's all good. Yeah. Well,
I do got a question for you real quick. You said that women are looking for consistency. I think that's what men are looking for too, because y'all start off one way and then y'all do the same exact thing, and I don't think y'all really notice it.
So I'm here for that. I'm here for the feedback. And you're right. I mean, some people start, they be dropping it
See,
like it's
see, my
hot,
thing is
and
this,
then
and
they
I don't
don't
want to
do it
stir
no
the pot
more.
because I am on a
Come,
little mini vacation. I feel that women,
uh-oh.
I think women are manipulative sometimes. Don't get me wrong. I think y'all don't know what y'all want. Just like with food and your girlfriends, you talk bad about her to us, and the next minute you're going out with her the next week, and then we like, what are we talking about here? So we want a little bit of consistency too.
So you did want to come stir the pot. Don't try to talk about you on vacation and you didn't come to stir the pot. That's exactly why you jumped on here, is to stir the pot. But I'm gonna stir it with you. I'm gonna get into it with you. And you're right. I was saying that I think you were talking, but I know some women start out being a certain way. They doing things for you, and then they're not. They're not doing it anymore. I don't know if it's sexually or whatever it is. I've heard that women switch up too. So I'm there for that feedback. I'm not saying that women are inconsistent. So you're saying food because we don't know what restaurant we want to go to?
Yeah, y'all still don't know what restaurant y'all want to go to. Y'all, we'll tell y'all.
So that
Okay, we
means
want
we
to go.
inconsistent because I don't know what restaurant I want to go to.
Oh, okay, y'all manipulative. I don't know what you want to
Okay.
call it.
I mean, I wouldn't call it manipulative because I don't know where I want to go eat.
Oh, so when we don't want to know what we want to do, what do y'all call that? Or we tell y'all one thing and we do the other. What do y'all call that?
I'm not saying let's go eat at Ruth Chris and then we get the Ruth Chris and I say nah, I don't want Ruth Chris. That's not the same. That's not the same, Sam.
So what do women want? I ain't gonna hold you long. What do women want? Because somebody said indecisive. Y'all call us manipulative, but y'all indecisive.
I didn't call you manipulative. I mean, if that's a word that's been that's I mean, I'm, I'm just here for the feedback. I'm just here telling you what the lady said on the list.
So
But I agree with you that women are, when I said that when I was playing and I said women don't really know what they want, because seriously, like a lot of the people I text, but people that I asked in real time, they had to think about it. So that's why I started it off with a joke. They were like, they really didn't like, they weren't like quick on their feet. Like, I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that. So that's why I said we don't know. So you saying that, I think Lily said that we were indecisive. Saying that we're indecisive,
I
indecisive
mean,
and inconsistent are not the same. They're
so
like
okay,
kissing
so
cousins
as
or something.
I'm in a single world right now, and it's
Okay.
it's it's really confusing to me. I'm being honest with you, and a lot of the things that you said, the 10 things that the women want, affection and communication. Me personally, I don't think women know how to communicate. I think y'all in y'all head, y'all think y'all communicating, but I don't think y'all really know how to communicate. I'm
So
sorry, I'm
this
coming on your
so
show.
this is a transparent moment. I'm gonna be transparent. I'm a horrible communicator. I am
Oh,
a
so you admitting it?
horrible. I'm admitting it. I'm right here on the live. I think my boo on here too. I am a horrible
There's
communicator.
always something.
Yep. I'm a horrible communicator, so I'm admitting that. I
So can
communicate
we say in
horribly.
2022 that men has elevated and upgraded themselves in their way of communication and taking responsibility? Because I feel like men now are trumping the women because women don't know what they want. I feel like women are took the man's role from like the 2000s and 1990. That's just my opinion. Oh, your boo on here? What's up? Anyway.
That is not my boo. That's Slip. Slip is not my boo. I don't even know
Oh,
why he said that. Slip is not my boo. Slip, you got a wife, you just said. I'm not your boo.
so can you answer that before I finish my little vacation?
So I agree with you. I agree that there are some men who are great communicators, or they are at least above average communicators. I'm agree with you. I'm just saying, for me, I'm a horrible communicator. I'm horrible with emotions. I'm horrible with expressing how I feel in a way that doesn't make me feel uncomfortable. So I just don't communicate it. If I can't write it, then so I'm a bomb writing communicator. Like, I can write you like whatever, but it's the verbal communication. I lack that skill.
That's interesting. That's interesting. Women. So you say all women or just you? Because
No,
I
I'm
don't
just
want
talking
all the
about.
women.
I'm just talking about me. I stood up and said I'm a horrible communicator in relationships. I'm a
Somebody
great
said
friend
Kimbo
communicator.
said tag her in, Chair. Can you tag her in real quick? Or can you tag her in? Y'all feel okay? Somebody said tag in
Yeah.
Kimbo. Let's
Hey,
tag her in here.
hold on. Hey, Kimbo, request the live, and while you do that, I'm gonna read off the 4 definitions of consistency that I have on my phone. That
Okay.
okay with
Okay, come
y'all?
on now.
Okay.
Okay. So number 1 says a degree of density, firmness, or viscosity. And then
Ooh.
the example is the liquid has the consistency of cream. That's number 1. Number 2 is steadfast adherence to the same principles, course, or form. That was a good one, right? It says there is consistency in his pattern of behavior. Okay. Number 3 says agreement, harmony, or compatibility, especially correspondence or uniformity among the parts of a complex thing. And number 4 says the condition of cohering or holding together and retaining form, solidity, or firmness. How do y'all feel about those definitions? Monty P, is that definitions, are those definitions consistent
I just
with?
heard. I just heard pattern of behavior. His pattern of behavior. That's what I heard. See, I'm a woman. I guess maybe I only heard his pattern of behavior. That's the part that
Is
I
it?
heard.
I have one question for you while we on the live. Do women just want to hear what they want to hear, or
Yes,
do they really take
yes,
on?
yeah,
Oh, that's what
yeah,
they want. So that
yeah.
50 Cent line is true. Just tell a woman what she want to hear.
Like Jack Nicholson, you can't. Women, lots of women, and they gonna scrap me. They might claw my eyes out on here. But a lot of my friends, a lot of people that I've come across, they don't want the truth. They want the sugar lies.
Got you. I'm
And
starting to notice that in the
yeah,
dating world because I've been
yeah.
dating and
Because when you tell them the truth, they don't. That's not what they want to hear. But if you lie, they're like, oh yeah, yeah, that's yeah. So yes, I have found that to be true. That women want they want they don't really hear. Not that they don't hear, but they want to hear what they want to hear. And if it's not what they want to hear, then
Kimbo,
Kimbo.
can you hear us? Is
she
she
got a
talking?
boost mobile. She got a boost
We can't
mobile.
hear you. We can't hear you.
She said she can't hear us either.
Oh, she can't. All right, well, just close the live and come back, and then I'll try to get you back in here. I promise. Okay. All right. So, where were we at?
Oh,
Somebody.
there it is.
Oh hey
Oh, there you go.
girl,
Okay.
hey.
Hey,
There
welcome to the
it is. You just
show.
got to refresh.
Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hey,
Hello.
what you got for us?
I
What you
was
bring to
just,
the conversation?
what I bring to the conversation is a different insight in regards to what Sam was saying about women and communication. I think it's also comprehension because a lot of people don't understand that when you talk, you have to understand the other person, or else it's just words being thrown around. People can throw words and communicate all day long, but if nobody's taking the time to truly understand where the other person is coming from, because we all have to agree that people have different backgrounds, we came from different places, and when we adults, some of that stuff and baggage has to be cleaned up. And I believe it spiritually. When you get closer to God, you understand how to heal, and you're healing every day. So some women may not be healed, some may be healed just like men. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why you take your time and really get to know somebody before you really like jump into something with them.
Okay. So, to me, I'll tell you the word that popped into my mind as you were speaking, which is um, empathy. Right. I
Mm-hmm.
think being empathetic, when you learn how to be empathetic, which is something I had to do, it makes you a better listener and a better communicator, right? Because what you're doing is in empathy, it's almost like you're saying, I'm going to sit my thoughts and opinions about what you're saying aside and at least make an attempt to identify with your thoughts and emotions. Agree or disagree is almost irrelevant at that point. It's like what happened to you might not make me feel sad, but I completely can see how it makes you
Yes.
feel sad, right?
Yes. And that's where comprehension comes. Because you have to communicate with somebody and they have to be, like you said, like give you sympathy to understand that your view is not going to be their view. And women, we are difficult to an extent, but so are
Say that one
men.
more time for the person in the back because you kind of stumbled over that.
Women are difficult, yes, but at the same time, so are men. Because you
Mm-hmm.
know what? So many people, what they do is they come in with this notion or this image, and they want you to fit. Like one thing I heard that I really took to value was somebody was like, "You go into a relationship with potential. Oh, I could potentially see in 5 years this person could be this." No, you have to go in knowing who they are at that moment because you're putting your potential on them, not their own potential, what they see in 5 years for themselves.
Okay,
And
I got a
that's the
question.
word. That's the word right there. That's
Go
the
ahead, Monty P.
word.
So,
You got
and when
something?
I heard that, I was like, you know what? It's so true because a lot, especially when we're younger, like right now, obviously, I'm older and I was in a marriage for 13 years. So when I was 23 compared to now that I'm 36, it's way different. Your growth, everything, the way you think, your mannerisms, everything is so different.
I have a question.
So,
Mm.
I got a question. Do women subconsciously think they can change a man to the way they want him to be?
Yes, just like a man thinks that he can change a
The
woman
woman.
in some ways. Oh, she don't cook, she don't clean. All right, but you know what? Potentially she can cook and clean, as opposed to
Oh
taking her for
Lord!
face value
Wow!
in that moment. Or if
Wow!
you really do love that person, then you have to understand that you have to take the time to, like, all right, you know what? Let's go on a date and let's go to a cooking date or something like that to show them that the change, or like, you know what, we're going to do this together. A lot of people come in with their own notion of what they want, as opposed to, this is, I'm giving 100, you're giving 100, and we're going to love each other and understand how to elevate.
I have a question. I got a
I'm
question.
listening.
So my question is this: if we're not, I'm married, so I don't have this problem. If we're not,
Well, then you
thank
should
God,
know.
thank God. Well, I do know. I know a little bit about a little
Oh
bit. A
God,
little bit.
the single pool out here is not where it's at.
It's
I
trash
heard this is
can.
a
It's trash
cesspool
can.
It's
of
trash.
trash.
Trash can.
It's
But
complete
Trash
trash.
can.
my question is this: if we're not going to go off of potential, then should we expect the person to? Should we expect and accept the person for who they are now and have no expectation for their growth moving
But
forward?
that's your expectation for them. That's not their own.
So let me say
Right.
this.
So go ahead,
So
Monty P.
so
Yeah.
so falling for someone's potential. Oh, I know that they could do this. I know that they could be great. Sometimes women, we end up wanting it, whatever the potential is.
Yeah.
We want it more than
Mm-hmm.
they want it for themselves. And
Yes.
we get stuck in that cycle. I know he could be a good father. I know he could be a good husband. I see the potential, because there are times that he shows you that he has the potential to be this person, but it's not consistent.
Well, that goes back to the consistency.
It's not
Oh, we
consistent.
about to say we back to consistency
We're
now.
back to consistency.
We back to point A. We
His
back to
pattern
point A.
his pattern of behavior. His pattern of behavior
Yes.
is not, no. But I'm being serious. A lot of women fall in love with potential. That they can
Yes.
change a man. They can make him be faithful. They can make him be all these things. And my father told me a long time ago, "Can't nobody change the heart of a man but God." And so it ain't nothing, you could do, but it's the truth. We all fall in love with what we think a man can be, not who he is, not because the person that he probably is, we probably don't want him. We don't want him. We want the person that we see that he could be.
But there
Well,
has
and
to
then
be
also
something
it's an
about him.
illusion.
There has
What's
to be
wrong,
something
Sam?
about him.
I got a headache listening to y'all.
Hold on. Okay. There has to be something about him that attracts you to him initially
Yes.
Thank
anyway,
you.
right?
But
Thank
that's
you.
just like anybody, though, because if you think about it, when we first go into relationships, we want to be like, oh, I'm so sweet. I'm so this guy's so romantic. You know what I'm trying to say?
The
You tell him, oh,
representative.
you
You need
like
the
flowers.
representative.
Now you got a whole a desk full of flowers. And then 2 years later, you can't even get one on just Valentine's Day. So it changes. That's the potential. When you were like, oh, he's sweet. This is what I want, or this is what she is, and
I'm
it don't turn out to be like that eventually.
Let me tell y'all something. So just a quick little sidebar. When I date, I never tell men, like, they be like, "What's your type?" or whatever, like little leading questions, because men will do things like they'll play into what you say you like, or oh, I like a man that send me flowers every day. They'll play into that because that's what you. So I never, I don't know. Just who are you? Show me who are you, because they'll send that representative. And then you'll fall in love with the representative, and then the real Michael Myers shows up and starts
Not the
wreaking
Michael
havoc on
Myers.
you.
Not the Michael
Starts wreaking havoc
Myers.
on you.
Before I go, I do have a question. Why do y'all fall in love so quick? Is it a race?
About that.
I think it has a lot to do with, you have to also think of people's backgrounds and how they were brought up. Some people want the love or never got the love. I mean, it's a whole big psychological thing when you think about why you fall in love with somebody versus why you take your time or don't.
That's great. I ain't never heard that. That was a good reply.
Yeah, that was a really good.
Yeah, because
That was a
I
really good
found that
reply.
I've been in the dating world. People fall in love so quick, and they want you to fall in love right after them. And I'm like,
Yeah.
That's that's not what I signed up for.
My wife said, let me read this comment from her. I pinned it. She said, I disagree. I think she's saying, I don't think men place, I don't, she said, I think men don't place potential. Men are more logical. So they are more likely to take a woman as is versus what her potential is. Women do the opposite because we are emotional. What are
Mm.
y'all thoughts on that?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah. Hmm.
And Sam, I see somebody said they fall in lust. They be in lust.
The women?
Yeah, women be in lust.
Oh, okay.
No, don't say that.
But
Don't say that. Don't you say that. Don't you?
I
Sam,
mean, I'm in,
How you gonna tell them
Sam,
when they in lust or they in love?
Sam.
They be in
You know,
lust. Most of the time, they be in lust
they
because when
be
you fall in for somebody
they be
so quick, you haven't
digmatized.
really known the
Yes,
person to
no,
love them.
they don't be in love. They be in lust.
Be in
They be
lust. Hmm.
nah,
It's
well,
Sam,
it
you
be
go.
lust.
when I think of lust, I think of like the sexual aspect. But I would, are they lusting for love? Is that what
That
we're saying here?
I think
Or
some, but it depends on the emotional person, like the person's emotional side. Because there's men that will fall in lust quicker than women. It just all depends.
I know a
well, I
person.
think
She every dude she meets, she love him.
Mm.
She like,
I
oh my
love
god,
everybody. I'm sorry.
he could be
I
my
love
husband.
everybody. I don't
He
like
could
everybody, but I love
he
everybody.
could
but
be
you're
my
not in love with
husband.
everybody.
No,
Yeah,
No.
no.
and you're
I
not
think I
lusting
think for
over
men,
everybody.
I think for men, and I think women don't understand that when a man fall in love, like that's like top tier. You know what I'm saying? Because you placing, I don't know how to explain it, but it's hard for men to fall in love right away, and I don't think women understand that. And when a man tell you they fell in love with you in 3 and 6 months, they want to get married. To me, I think they're just settling because it takes a long time to get trust. I'm just being honest.
This ain't the word.
So
Monty P, we going down the rabbit hole with this one. Keep
This
going,
is the
Sam. I'm
pre.
sorry, I didn't
This
mean to
is the
cut you off,
preaching.
brother.
Sam, you preaching on vacation.
I'm just being
You
honest.
done
I'm being
got your
honest
little
because
tan and you
I really
preaching.
feel like when a man gives his all, he giving everything. Like he's putting you over his mom. He's putting you over everything. So you have to really get that man trust for him to give that all. Because one thing with women, with y'all emotions, it can blow this way, and then you be out the door. Then he gave his all. Okay, I'm
Go ahead,
listening.
Monty P. What you got?
So do men lie about love, about being in love, about do they lie? I just want I'm gonna see what you're gonna say, but do men lie about being in love? Oh, I love you,
I think
baby.
about 68% men do lie they in love with
Okay,
a woman. Yes.
Where do you get the
okay.
number from, bro?
Because I look at it like this,
he's a
because if she
statistics
said
man.
that,
Hey,
that's
say
just
it real
my
quick,
opinion.
yo. Hey, say it real quick. I just want to tell you, man, and I know people not used to seeing brothers tell each other, I love you, man. You my guy, yo.
I love you too.
Sam didn't say 70% or 75. He said 68, like he's done the math. But go ahead, I'm listening.
I think some guys lie to because they want to get what they want to get, and I don't want to get in trouble on here, but I don't think guys. Love is such a strong word for a man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how women view love, but love is like I'm really the running this bed coming. I'm gonna. It's deep with me. I mean, this only with me. Love really means everything because I'm gonna give it my all. So when a guy saying he love you in the first 3 months, like, come on now. That mean he putting you on his beneficiary. You over his 401k. You got the life insurance. You getting all that.
Maybe, maybe since we were having a conversation about potential, maybe what happens is when people fall in love very quickly, they have mentally projected a future with this person that they see based on what they experience in the now moment. And that's what makes them feel like to say, I love you. But what they really may love is what they think the potential future is going to be.
High
High
five.
five. I don't know how you was gonna say. We all high five
Full
together.
disclosure, I told my wife I loved her maybe after like a month.
Did you really love her?
I guess so.
Okay, now okay, I ain't getting you in no trouble. Okay, I'm gonna finish my vacation. Let me show you real quick, Chills. I gotta tell you that. Look,
You done got
about
a
to go.
tan too, Sam.
Huh?
You done got a tan too.
Yeah, I was in the mountains today. I didn't call the
Where
tag. So
you
I'm gonna go
at?
out here.
Oh, don't
Huh?
tell me where you at. They might come looking for you.
All right, I get with you, man. I call you, man. I appreciate you having me on the show.
Likewise, brother. Be safe, man. Thanks for checking in with us. Somebody else. Oh, hold on. Let's see if Tasha's still in here. Hold on 1 second, Monty P. I got another request to come on.
Okay.
Hopefully she's still in here. She might have been waiting to talk to Sam too. Hey, there she go. There she go. There she go. Welcome
Hey,
to What's Up With You. It's Tasha, right?
yep,
Okay.
Hey,
So
Tasha.
welcome to the
you.
welcome to the show. I always see you talking to Sam. I'll be driving to work. I'll be tuning in. So welcome. What you got for us?
So I just wanted to hop in because you guys were talking about potential and communication being like a woman issue and all those, kind of things. And I'm like you, I'm married. So so I don't have these problems currently.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been out the game for about 17 years. But I think that I've gotten it wrong so much that I think I can give some help to get it right, right? So we talk about potential, and one of the things that I always say is be careful not to marry or get into a relationship with someone's potential, because eventually your expectations are going to disappoint you. You don't get to have expectations for who someone will be if they've actually shown you someone else.
Ooh,
But
wait,
you don't get
preaching.
to expect for someone to meet their full potential just because you see it. They have to accept it for themselves. And that is where many women go wrong, because we see this potential in men and we try to pull it out and try to change them. No, they have to accept it and see it themselves. So therefore, we cannot jump in to a relationship with the expectations for someone to meet their full potential. But also, oftentimes, we want people to meet the potential that we see in them, and we haven't met our own full potential.
Ooh, you killing them. Keep going, keep going, keep going.
So,
I'm all ears.
so when we start growing, then we begin to get even more disappointed in their lack of drive to meet their potential, because we're striving for better and they're still at this plateau. And you've
Okay.
left them because you had this idea of what you could be together, but you were never going at the same rate to meet in the first place.
Monty P.
Or sometimes you're so busy focused on them meeting their potential that you forget about
That
yourself.
you, yes, ma'am.
That you
Yes,
neglect
ma'am.
yourself. You don't
And
you
then you
don't
develop resentment.
yeah, then you like, well, I did all that. I waited for you. I worked on you. I did this. I did that, and you didn't meet what I expected for you. So
Hmm.
go ahead, keep on preaching.
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
I got a question for you, Tosh. It's
Yeah.
Tasha. It's Tasha, right? I don't want to say your name wrong.
Yeah, it's
So
Tasha.
I asked the question earlier, and I don't feel like I'm not satisfied with the response that I got. So maybe you can answer it for me. No, I'm still here. I'm still here. I'm still here, right? Y'all still hear me?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now we
What
can
did
hear
you
you.
ask?
You were further.
So if we shouldn't expect, if we should accept people for who and where they are at the time that we meet them, and obviously we have some interest in them in that particular moment, um, should we always expect them to be who they are like right now without any growth or any steps toward that potential?
I don't think it's that we should not have expectations for growth. I think it's that we should not have expectations for them to meet the potential that we see. So you cannot go
Those are
into a
two. Yeah,
relationship with the potential. You have to go into a relationship with who
who
the
they are.
person is at that moment. If you don't like who the person is at that moment, then you are going to be highly disappointed because they never told you that they were going to meet the potential that you saw.
They don't even know that you got those expectations.
They don't know because they don't know what you see. And that's the problem. We often don't communicate. I see this in you. Do you have plans on meeting that? Nah, we just take off running. I see this in him, so he's going to be that. You never had the conversation.
Okay, so the way my software interprets that is, you meet this person, there's something about them or certain things about them that you like.
Hmm.
You may have or see potential in them to be something other than what they are now or grow into that. You
Hmm.
like this person, so you continue on with dating them, But the key to it is to allow them to grow into whatever it is that they expect of
Yeah,
themselves, and you to be okay with whoever that person comes, as long as they are still consistently who they were at their core when you guys began. Does that sound like fair,
that's
right?
about it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I
perfect.
think the idea of it is to make sure that you're dating, but when you're dating, you want to make sure that you like the person that they are.
Mm.
Period.
That you like them before you
Make
love
sure
them.
that
That you like them.
yeah, you want to make sure you like the person that they are, because if that person never changes and that's all you're ever going to get, do you want to live with that every day?
Does age matter? Like how? Because okay, so um, if you're dating and you're 18 or 19, I kind of think it's fair to expect someone to have some
Absolutely.
some growth, right?
Absolutely.
If
Yeah,
you're
but
like our
we're
age and you're
we're
in your
40s
30s and
people.
stuff.
We're
Yeah, we
30s and
30s and
40s
40s.
people.
It's kind of
Yeah.
like, hey, dog, if you're 30 and 40 and you dating, in my mind, you like, I'm 39, I'll be 40 this year, right? So I am who I am at this point. Now, I'm a person who's consistently, that there go that keyword again, Monty P. I'm consistently seeking to improve and tinker with who I am, my spirit man, and all of that. But I'm pretty much at my core, I am who I'm going to be at this
Exactly.
point.
And I think age makes a difference. I think the younger you are, you haven't figured out who you are yet, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you
But
got a little
like she said,
flex.
yeah, but like she said, we run around here 30, 40. If you ain't figured it out yet, that's a different problem. I mean,
I mean, I
at
mean,
42, at 42, I come and tell my husband that, honey, I'm not who I was 17 years ago. He that's a problem. That's a
Mm.
problem. So I think that age makes a difference. I think when you're younger and you're still trying to find yourself, you can expect the slips, the falls, and things to change. But at this age, who you are at the core
it's who
is
you are.
rarely going to change. Yeah, it's rarely going to change. So
Mm.
that's it. And the only other thing that I wanted to say, and then I'm going to hop off of here, y'all, is we talked about, you guys were talking about falling in love so quickly. And I was saying, like, no, no, no. It's not that they fall in love. They fall in love with the idea of love.
Love.
Mm.
What it could
Like
So,
be.
the
What it could
the
be.
minute that the idea of love that you have starts to make you feel good, you think you're in love.
Listen, I have a male best friend, and he told another one of his friends that stop imagining you and every dude you date, y'all are gonna get married. Soon as you meet him, you're like, he's gonna make a great father. He's gonna be, we can buy a house. He works at so and so and so and so. He was saying that she was like, just every dude that she would meet, she would be thinking they'll be the one, thinking about marrying them. So falling in love with the idea of being in love, of what it could bring, of the feeling.
Mhm.
So falling in love with the feeling of falling in love.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that what we don't realize, just as a whole, as a human race, we don't realize that love is a choice.
Mm-hmm.
Like it is a
Every day is a
choice. Like
choice. Mm-hmm.
within marriage, you have to choose to love your spouse every day, because there are going to be days where you don't like them very much. So you have to choose to love
mm.
them, right? Like there are going to be times, there have been times in my whole almost 18 years where I'm just like, I don't like you today, but I love you because I took that vow and I chose to love you for better or for worse. But there are going to be seasons of change and seasons where things are going up and down. And that's why I say, like, you have to like who the person is at the core. Because if you don't like who the person is at the core, when those days and times are hard, you can't choose to love them.
You know what, Monty P? I think I just got my answer to this whole topic. The topic is, what do women want, right?
Mm-hmm.
Women want love.
Right.
Yeah,
Hmm.
but they want
Wow.
But
the
they think they want love. I'm not sure. Like, not sure.
See, you
Because
see,
we
so you
not.
already know. You like, hey, skirt, hold fast.
we just talked
Tough.
about this idea of love. The
Mm-hmm.
idea of love. I'm telling you, when you get in these trenches, you be like, this is not what I thought I said.
And so for me, y'all are married. So for me, if I don't like something, I'm it's whatever. I'm out because I have that
Right.
choice. I could just be
Right.
like, so I'm not bonded to it. It's for me. If it don't work for me, it's not feeling good anymore. I don't like them. I could just say bye bye. This ain't what I want to do. I want to do something else. So I could just leave. And so marriage is different because there's a different type of like bond and connection. So I get what you're saying. You have the trenches. I ain't been in the trenches. Because if it started looking like
And that's
trenches
why
to me, I'd be like, mm-mm.
But that's
Mm.
why I say I'm not so sure that everybody really wants love, because when you talk about like the ultimate love of a committed relationship, marriage, like
You got to be
there's
able
no
to do the
walking
work.
away.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there's no walking away. You have to be willing to do the work. Some days the work is easy breezy, right? But some
Mm-hmm.
days that work is hard.
And I'm right with you. I've been being real transparent. I said that I was gonna come on here and be really transparent. Maybe I'm not ready. Like I'm not ready to be in the trenches because for me it's just easier to say it's whatever. Like okay, bye.
Hmm.
We had an
Yeah.
argument. You didn't say what I wanted you to say, and we could just go our separate ways. I'm real cool with that.
Hmm.
I'm good at goodbye, and so my therapist always says that um, that's a place, that's a place for me. And so I know that I can't be a wife and say, because I can't, I'm a mother and I know I can't tell my kids like, oh, y'all get on my nerves, bye, peace. And so marriage is almost, it's parallel to like motherhood. It's a um
Hmm.
so I don't know that I'm ready. Like you said, people think that they're ready, but are we really? Or are you just ready? Age and outside entities make you think that that's what you got to do.
Hmm.
Um,
Let
And
me say,
really, at our age, in our age group, are you ready for love, or are you just lonely?
yeah, because
that's
loneliness
a good question.
loneliness will make you do some old
Mhm.
loneliness.
It'll make you do
That'll
some
take you to
crazy.
some other type of trenches.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Well, I have enjoyed talking to y'all. I've got to
Me
go and get to my
too.
kids, but I've enjoyed. Y'all have a good
Thank you,
night.
Tasha.
Appreciate you,
Thank
Tasha.
you.
Man, that was intense, and that was
Yeah,
really good. I'm glad. I'm
that was like a
glad that
little therapy session for me. I've had 2 therapy sessions today, so I'm feeling
you feel lighter.
I'm feeling lighter.
So I want to say this in terms of being married. So I've been married for 7 years. Me and my wife have been together for 17 years. Marriage is some cool ass shit, and I'll tell you why. Because when you are when you are open to the different changes that occur within yourself, within your spouse, and within y'all's lifestyles together, it gives you an opportunity to improve upon who you are. And because I'm someone who's constantly seeking to improve in some way, shape, or fashion, it gives me a ground or something to compare myself with, to, and against to judge that improvement. So
Mm-hmm.
my mother-in-law made a statement earlier on here, and it was something to the effect of, behind every good man there's a good woman, or every great man there's a great woman, or something to that effect. Now, and me and my wife had a
Mm.
conversation about this, and what I told my wife is, I think there are a lot of really good women out here, right? What I think happens is, when a man chooses one woman and she's well fit for him, it allows him to focus on um, becoming who he potentially could be, and doing the things that he potentially can do, because she becomes like the ground wire. His relationship with her becomes like the ground wire. So because I'm grounded, it's easy for me to go out here and do the things that I have to do. It's easier for me to be like, yo, I'm going live with Monty P. I'm pushing all of this stuff. I'm producing content because at the end of the day, I have my ground
Ground
wire. And
wire.
without the ground wire, nothing without it's technically your ground is kind of like your negative, but it's the wire that allows everything else to work. Right? So that's kind of what I think.
You know, I always tell you, I tell Lily, thank you for sharing you with all of us all the time. But I mean, I guess you just made it plain. She's the ground wire. Um, so I can really, really appreciate that.
Cool. I love my wife. She's good people. My next set of questions, or the next question that I had that I really truly wanted to get answered, because it's
Okay.
obvious we're not going to get to all of them,
Okay.
right? And you're a really good person to answer this because one of the things you said is provider and protector,
Yes. And those
right?
were mine.
Right. Most women want a man to be able to provide.
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference in a woman who wants a man to be able to provide and a woman who's a gold digger?
Well, wanting someone who can provide. I mean, I think that provision and gold digging are like two separate lanes. I'm not saying
Okay.
I want all your money. I want to go to the club, pop ace of spades. I want to. I mean, I'm not trying to do that, but I need to know. For me, this is for me. Cause I'm gonna do my own thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna work. I'm gonna get it. But like, if something happens and I need you to be able to stand in the gap for me. Um, like I need
Mm-hmm.
you to be able to say, okay, well, you know, what is it that you need? And then if you're my husband or my helpmate, I need to know that you can. If for some reason I can't, you can. Like financially or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. Like I need to know that you can. Because I mean, you know, my parents. I grew up. I think I saw my mother's husband. Well, he's my dad. He raised me. But I saw him on here earlier. But I grew up in a household where my dad pretty much did everything for us. And then so I came into a world where I had to learn how to do everything for myself. But my expectation for my man is still kind of like I'm not cutting grass. It's all kinds of like so that goes to another little topic. But there are things that I just feel like men should do. They should provide for you in certain ways. And then I feel like, you know, like I don't mind cooking every day. My sister was saying to me today, I was writing a grocery list. She was like, God, do you cook every day? I cook every day. Except
Mm.
for like Friday. I might not cook like on a Friday, but I cook like every day. Um, every day I cook. So like that's my the contribution. Like I'm cooking. And I don't need to be nobody to appreciate me for it because I want to do that. You know what I'm saying? So providing, I think that people think that providing is just like financial, um,
Mm-hmm.
but I think it's more of a safety, which falls into protector. It it's more
Mm-hmm.
of like a safety. Like I know I can count on you. I know that you're gonna protect me financially, like whatever it is. I know that if I need you, like I can bounce to you. You know, you does that make sense?
It makes complete sense. And there were two comments. I pinned both of them. I can only pin one at a time.
Okay.
Tanya McIntyre said a gold digger is all about themselves. And then I gotta stop saying at least pause.
I be saying too.
Yeah, we gotta stop that. CM
Okay.
Hendricks 1280 said a provider takes care of a family because he wants to. A gold digger is manipulating someone to extort them for all they have. And Hendricks also said a gold digger only makes withdrawals. A wife makes deposits
Deposits
emotionally and
and
financially. So
financially.
we can clap to that because that's all truth. That's all truth. I like that.
I
That was a
like that
good
too.
little yeah, that was great. Um what was something else that I had for you? Oh, this is another one that I had for you that I think it could be extremely helpful for men. So I know that women get hit on a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and I think a lot of guys mean well. They just may be ill-advised on how to do so, how to approach a woman that they don't know. So what would be your advice to a man who see, or men who see women that they find to be attractive and want to approach them, but don't want that woman to interpret them approaching them as like a, or like, oh, here we go again, it's another one.
So I think that we should start with women shouldn't be so mean. Like, I mean,
Okay.
just don't be. I mean, because like a man, or I've seen it. I probably have done it. Like somebody will be looking, you like, what is he looking at? Or why are you talking to me? Yeah, like stank face, like, like. So I think that that's the first thing, like not being so mean and being approachable. And I think for men, just like being genuine, like being authentic, and not like trying to pick up line or nothing stupid, or not saying anything that's whack. I don't know what you should say, but like you just have to be who you are. And so I think that it's just about being authentic, and women not being mean, or not feeling like if a man walk up to them, it's they gotta be like, they gotta be mean, or they gotta be standoffish. Even if like maybe the person is not your type, I think that like being kind to people is just
Mm-hmm.
like, hey, how you doing? If you see somebody looking at you, I'd be like, hey, how you doing? And it might be, some people might think that it's flirty, but I just like to be kind to people, because we live in a world where people aren't kind.
Mm. So,
And
yeah,
so
because
sometimes if you're kind to somebody, they'll be more inclined to come up to you and say, hey, like, I see you every day at the Starbucks. Like, are you single or whatever? But if you like being all stank, like, or frowning your nose, like, they're not going to approach you. So, I mean, that's my advice. For men to just be who they are, be authentic. Don't be trying to run no game or be anybody other than who they are at the core, like Tasha
mm,
said.
that's very enlightening. I think we live in a world of copycats and carbon copies, and we're so far down the rabbit hole that a lot of times we don't realize that we are acting in a way that is a carbon copy of something else that we've seen. And I think what happens is, so like, imagine if, I'm trying to think of a good example. Like, imagine if someone catches, imagine a young lady catches the train station at the same train station every day, right? And every day, 5 or 6 dudes out front, different dudes, are like, hey, shorty, hey, shorty, hey,
Mm-hmm.
hey, 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 shorty. Well, after a while, because of the way the human brain works, when she's walking up to the station on the day when the authentic guy is ready to approach, she's already in a mindset like, here we
Here they
go
go
again.
again.
Here we go. You know what I'm saying? So I think to a certain degree, I think it's our fault, because what we've done is we've oversaturated the market, per se. You know what I'm saying? If every time I go into a store, they got the same exact stuff, and I don't want that stuff, I'm gonna be like, man, I ain't really trying to go in that store no more. I already know what they got. I ain't messing with it. Even if they got something new, I'm kind of like, oh, I don't trust them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Let's hit the
Absolutely.
comments. Tanya McIntyre, all men are not the same. Give them a chance before making an opinion based on past experiences. Facts, I agree with that. Joy said, just say hello, how are you? I'll say hi, how are you? And then he may say, do you have a man? I'll say sure. Then he may say, you are seeing anyone? Or I'll say yes or no. Okay, cool. And Keisha said, be real, have organic conversation. Plus, yes, Monty P, some of these women are
They're awful.
awful.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it doing that? Okay, I'm trying to get the brightness off of me. So, something else I wanted to ask you about that's not so much based on
Okay.
relationships, but based on, maybe you could call it generalities. And I think you and I have had small talk about this offline, right? We are in this space now where women are fighting for either equality, or some call it equity, right? what does equality look like from a woman's perspective? Yeah, that's the question. What does equality or equity look like from a woman's perspective?
Some old school values. So for me, um, being equal to a man is, I mean, I know women that want to be equal to a man. They want to do things that men do, but there are things that men do that will never be equal and will never be we just, you know what I'm saying? Physical
We're just
things. There are
different.
things, yeah. So there are things
Yeah.
physically that they'll never be able to do. So I don't really know that. Like, I think when people be screaming equality and that kind of thing, I'm not on that type of time. So like, I'm probably the wrong person to ask, because I want a man to be a man, and I want to be like, yeah. So no, I don't. So for me, I know that there are certain things. I mean, jobs and stuff like that. I think that we should be equal. But like other things, I mean, there are things you can do, Chels, I cannot do. I'm not gonna
Right.
fake it. And there are things that I can do that you cannot do. And so
Facts.
us trying to be equal, I think that that's just something that society has played up for us. Be equal, men. We should do this. We should do that. I don't totally like buy into that.
Keisha said, y'all go follow Wine X Wild Convos too. She said to have an equal playing ground initially in all aspects, not be seen as a supporting character or second tier citizen. Phoenix Art Studio LLC said, I like for us to choose our roles in the home, but I still want to feel protected like a lady. Um, to have an equal playing ground initially in all aspects, not be seen as a supporting character or second tier citizen. Does that evoke any response in you?
Um, I think she's saying like to not. You don't want to be seen as less than. You want to be like on the same playing field as them. And like I said, a lot of people feel that way. I mean, I want to be respected, like for who I am. I mean, I don't want to be you to be running over me because I'm a woman. But I also think that there are things that men should do that I don't want to do. That um
You
I
ain't
just
cutting no grass, yeah.
no, I'm not. I'm not cutting no grass. I don't. I broke up with a man that did not take out my trash. I broke up with him.
Really?
Yes, I did, because he didn't take out my trash. Because I'm just certain things I don't want to do. Like, and so I get what she's saying. Like, you don't want anybody to make you feel less than because you're a woman,
Mm,
or whatever. But I definitely like want a man to be a man, and I want to be a woman. Um, in the aspect of a relationship. So I want a man to be a man, and I want to be a woman. I want to feel protected. I want to, and so Phoenix Art Studio says choose the, she want choose your roles, and but still
mm,
feel protected like a lady. And I agree with that, because yeah.
mm. Okay. CM Hendricks 1280 said, my husband absolutely provides things for our family that I cannot. Tanya Dot
Ooh,
McIntyre said,
Tanya.
men should not expect girlfriends to be submissive as if they are married. Oh, Monty P, you got a response to that? You got something to add to that?
I mean, I agree. But I think that a lot of women, and I'm not gonna leave myself out. I think a lot of women, in girlfriend roles, I think that they conform to um being submissive and playing wifey roles. Um, and one of my homeboys told me that is why a lot of them aren't married, because he don't got nothing to work towards. So
See, that's kind of difficult though, especially if you use the same logic that we were before with potential, right? And I mean, I'm not saying that I have the answers because I don't know. But if you want, we're having this conversation based on the idea someone wants to be married, right?
mhm.
If I, as a man, I'm looking for a wife, and I want a wife who's submissive, I'm going to want my girlfriend to display those qualities, because if she's not going to meet the potential of being submissive, then she has to already be a submissive type of person. So how do we, I guess the question becomes like, how do we navigate that? How
I'm
do you,
with you.
how,
I'm with you. I mean, I agree. I agree with what you're saying. I mean, I agree that if you don't know that somebody has that, that's something that they could do,
mm-hmm,
how can you pick them? If you
right.
don't know, if I want a car that's, I don't know, stops and starts when I stop or whatever. If I don't know that the car does that, do I want? You know what I'm saying? That's not what I want because I don't know if it does that or not. Like I don't want that.
That joint just look good.
Yeah, it just looks good, so it don't do what I wanted to do. It don't have all the bells and whistles that I want. So for me, um, I mean, like I said earlier, I'm not good at like communication, but I'm really good at like making my man feel good. And I guess you can call it being submissive. I'm not sure what the word is, but I'm really good at that.
Yeah, I'm not completely, I don't have a complete understanding of what people mean when they say submissiveness or submission in terms of, relationships. So it's always kind of gray and kind of cloudy, in my opinion. I think typically what men want is peace. I think that men will um, overlook and overcompensate for a lot of shortcomings in their women if their woman allows them to be at peace. You know what I'm saying? And I'm unsure if peace is a big part of submissiveness, but I just know that as a man, I'm like, you can have a lot of stuff with you that I don't particularly like, but as long as you ain't pestering me all the time, then we're probably pretty good. Monty P, somebody else wants to come in. Let's see who we got. Oh, Keisha wants to come in. Okay, give me 1 second, Keisha, because I want to read a couple of these comments, and then we'll get Keisha in here. Smile just cuz my lovely, adoring Groundwire says it goes both ways. Tanya McIntyre says discussions. That's how you figure out if someone is submissive. And she also says sex, money, kids, where you will live, expectations, other things, or conversations need to happen before marriage and getting to know each other.
I
Cool.
think I think some things need to be like in real time. I mean, because you could tell me anything. I could be like, "Ooh, chills." I can go in there and whip up a lasagna. I don't know how to make no lasagna. I just told you
Mm,
that because that's what I knew that you wanted to hear. I just
you
made that
saying it
up.
could just be talk?
Yeah, like where I need, so for me, I've said this before. For me, marriage is it's like one of the biggest contracts or um commitments you're gonna make. You would never
Mm-hmm.
buy a house and never step foot in it.
Mm-hmm.
So going into something blind when you don't really know what you're getting, I don't know. I don't know about that because I need to know that just because you say you can do it, I can say I can change brakes. I can't change no brakes.
Me neither. I'm like,
I seen the
I just
man
take it to
do
my
it.
guy.
Yeah, I seen the man do it, but I can't do it. But I can say that because that's what you want to hear. I know that that's what you want to hear. Oh, I want a woman that do this and do that. Oh yeah, I do that. Yep, I cook every night. I throw it backwards. I do all this.
Hmm. Okay.
So for me, I think that it's more about. I mean, you have to have some type of proof.
You gotta test drive the
Um,
car.
you gotta know that this is what, because we know people just to tell you anything.
Sure. Okay. Keisha, what you got?
With the um, women's equality thing I was speaking about, it's not so much that I want to be like a man because I feel like we all have our positions and we need to play them. My thing is in the world, I was, I don't know if it was a conversation that we had or was something else with other people, but it's just women are not seen as being like their own entity. It's like we are the support to the bigger cause, and you don't get a lot of recognition on just like being able to come to the table with my talents and my smarts. I don't want to be the sidecar to somebody else's motorcycle. I want to be seen that I am my own thing. Um, it's like taking black feminism classes and just feminism classes, period. It's a very thin line on what equality is, because some people think that I'm supposed to be totally equal to a man. Like Monty P said, I don't want to be equal to a man. There are things that I'm not going to do. I'm not messing up my nails. I'm not doing things I think are men things. But some things I will do. But I don't want to be seen. I'm not a man. So why do I want to be seen to be able? This situation is kind of funny. So no matter how you put it, somebody's going to have a problem with what you say with it.
Of
And
course,
quite
we don't
frankly,
care what people got a problem with. We just having a
yeah, I
conversation.
don't really care either. But it's like this: being in the world that I'm in, like in that corporate world, government world, just being out here trying to be a businesswoman, um, political science, you will see where women are supporting cast members for men, and I'm just not feeling that. Why can't I be the president? Why can't, when I'm actually running the show? That's just like that great woman behind the good man type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't want it to be seen that way. But no, I don't want to be a man. I don't want to do man shit. I just don't. I love for my man to be a man. That shit turns me on. I will.
Yes. Seeing a man like just do
Yeah,
man stuff, you like, yeah, babe, you better
that
do that.
turns me on. I'm like, let him. That's my man. The
That's my
submissive
man.
thing, I don't think people, like you said, y'all said, truly understand what submission is. Submission is allowing your man, through respect and love, to play his role, to do what he should do. You're not the man in that relationship. You have a voice. You definitely have a voice, and you both have a voice. But allow him to be a man and stop trying to play his position, but get mad when he's not playing it good enough.
Because
Or
you trying to be LeBron. And then
exactly.
when he tried to get the ball, you not passing because you're the man.
Exactly. It's not about not being heard. To be submissive, I'm going to be heard, but I know how to be respectful. And some things in the relationship, I feel like a man is submissive to his wife because he knows that this is
Yes.
what she do. This
Yeah.
is what she's good at. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
be respectful. I might give my little 2 cents, but I know she got this. Submission is not only for women. That goes both ways. And people have to really understand, like, I'm giving away my power. No, I'm not. I'm
No.
not giving away anything.
And I think that a lot of women, they're so used to being in like masculine roles, being single moms. It's kind of hard to transition. But I made that a like lane for myself because I knew that that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted from my life. So I make it a point to like be submissive. Like I don't have a problem with you being a man. I'm gonna be heard. I'm gonna say what I gotta say. You might not like it, but it is what it is. But I'm gonna allow you to be a man. Even when sometimes I don't agree, I'm gonna allow you to be a man because that's your position in
Thank
our
you.
world.
I totally
Okay.
agree. But
Okay.
yeah.
So I pulled up the definition of submissive.
Okay.
It says inclined or ready to submit or yield to the authority of another, unresistingly or humbly obedient. And then it also says marked by or indicating submission. And I don't really like definitions that use the same word or the derivative, or a yielding to the authority of another. So I mean, I think we're clear as mud. I do have another question. Um, how do y'all feel about how would I word this? How would I word this? So there are some women who have an issue with the fact that men judge women's physical appearances and features. Do y'all agree with that?
I
That there are
judge,
women who
not
have an issue.
judge, not judge. I mean, but you want. So are you saying like they won't talk to a girl that's more than 200 pounds, or they
Right.
is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So if I came out, y'all know I like big girls. So if I came out, if I didn't like big girls and I came out and I said, yo, I don't like big girls, there would be an issue, right? There would be a whole movement of body positive people like, yo, what are
Right.
you doing? You can't be right. And so, but if one of y'all went on your live and was like, I ain't dating no dude that's shorter than 5'10",
And
right?
I'm not.
There is no coalition of short guys that's gonna try to get you canceled, right?
I think you can
So
like what you like.
Exactly.
You can like what you like. And I think that people, so here we are, we live in a world where everybody's so judgy. Like they're so quick to jump on your back if you say something, you know, it's the community this and it's everybody. You can't say anything without people being being offended.
offended,
I don't
right?
like so I don't like I like big bearded 6'4", 280, 300 and better. That's my preference. And so I'm not. I love my skinny man. I love my skinny man. But if that's my preference, if that is my preference, why you like what you like? If you want to drive a black car, you want to get an Audi, she want to get an Infiniti, you go and get what you want. No, nobody say nothing
Mm-hmm.
about that. But why can't I have the partner that I want? Why can't I have the person that I want? I might know that maybe I only got the equipment for a little girl or whatever. I don't know. But you saying this is what I like? I like what I like. I want a 2-bedroom house. You like what you like. I want a condo. I want a townhouse. We make all these decisions. Why can't we say that we like a certain type of person?
Exactly.
Because because, and I told my therapist this last Saturday. I agree with everything you're saying. I'm telling. What I'm saying is the reason people get offended is because to make a statement in the affirmative is to inadvertently make a statement in the negative.
Mm.
I'll give you an example, right? If I were to say I like white women, right? The
Mm.
first thing that pops into your mind is what's wrong with black women,
Yes.
right? Because I made that statement in the affirmative. I like this. Your software says do 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 do. He doesn't like that. That's why
Mm.
people get offended. Now I'm cool. I don't give a shit. You can like what you want because I'm gonna like what I like and I'm good. I don't
Mm-hmm.
care what you
Mm-hmm.
think. But I
Right.
think that's why. I think that's why people get so offended. Were you about to say something, Keisha?
Yeah, I don't think it's nothing wrong with having a type and liking what you like. I'm noticing that having a platform like this, I some I sometimes, not very often, but when you say things, you have to make it seem as though it's not like a cut and dry type of thing. So it's like, oh, I like you say, oh, I like bigger women, but you know, everybody like what they like, or you set it up. It's like you got to pussyfoot around to even say what you like to people today because they're gonna automatically get offended. Who cares? Everybody don't like the thickums, and everybody don't like the skinny ones, and everybody don't like the light skinned dudes, and everybody don't like the dark skin. I'll tell you what
Mm-hmm.
I do like. If you get offended because you don't fit into that, why? Why are you getting offended? I'm not saying that this is
Yeah.
like a personal thing with like friends and people I want to meet. I'm just telling you this is what I like. So I don't see that to be a problem. People need to stop being so sensitive.
Sensitive. Yes. It's a
Mm-hmm.
sensitivity. I was just talking about that with somebody like real, like off base, but I was watching In Living Color and like some old episodes, and you know they used to like Joan on everybody, like
Mm-hmm.
handicap, gay, like, and you know now that would be majorly like offensive,
Cancel
like
the show.
they would have been canceled. Jim Carrey wouldn't have no career. Jamie Foxx, they would have canceled them. Like
Right.
I'm serious. Like the Wayans wouldn't be rich. They like none of that would have happened because everybody got so sensitive. And I don't really know what it's about, but like it was just a time where it was what it was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, I don't care what other people like. It doesn't bother me what people do. It might not be what I want to do, but I don't care. And so if you like big girls, you like light skinned dudes, Okay, you like light skinned dudes. That leaves some more dark skins for me. Like, I mean,
I,
I don't.
sorry.
I'm just saying, I'm just saying, if that was the case, I would be like, well, that just leave a little something for me. Like, but people are so sensitive. Oh, you don't like, then that means you don't like skinny girls, and that means you don't like light skins, and everybody just ready to be on the defensive. They're ready to like that everything is about shaming or that you dislike something because you like something more.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Well, let me ask y'all this. If you had to tell me one thing and sum it up in one word or one statement before we close, what is it that women want? What would y'all say it is, or have we come to some form of an understanding or conclusion as to what that is?
Mm-mm-mm.
No.
So I think that you said it.
I'm like,
I was
So I
like, they
think
gonna
that
think the
you,
podcast just not working.
yeah, like we on there like,
Cricket.
no. But I think that we talked about it earlier. I think that women want love that is um, safe and consistent, and that exhibits um, things that they want. Do we know all the time exactly what that looks like? No.
right.
Can we articulate this is what I want? No, we can't always do that. But I think that there's some basis of what we want. We want to be loved. We want to feel love in a genuine way, um, with no compromises or I don't have to share you with the streets, the penitentiary, other women. Um, so for me, I think that women want to be loved, and they want to be loved in a consistent, honest way, a loyal way. And so that I think is love. Love is the base. Love is the bottom. Love is
Yeah.
the cake. It's the cake, and everything else is the icing and the toppings. And so if you get the base, which is love, you could build the rest of the cake. So for me, I think that women want to be loved, and then the rest of it is just you just build on it. But that's just me.
Okay. Keisha, last word before we go.
Strong respect that comes with that love. When you respect someone, I just feel like that love is different because people throw love around so much. And while
Mm.
Monty P is talking, I'm listening and I'm just thinking, and I'm like, well, what words? And it's like unconditional, transparent love. If it is what it fucking is. Like I don't prefer to have, like I said, the fickle behaviors where you act like this one day or a week or two, and then you act totally different. I mean, consistency means just that. Something that's staying consistent, though being able to change and not change drastically. Because I can go to work every day, but I might not go the same street, the same direction. I might not have on the same clothes. I'm staying consistent because
But
I'm
I'm gonna
going to work
get there.
every day. But there are variables that changes it, but not changes it where it's totally drastic to where it's like the whole um, chemistry of or composition of it has changed. So yeah, that's just where I'm at. It's not hard. It's not hard, but that respect has to come in there and understand that things take time.
I
Hmm.
think people make
Love is
things
not
harder than they need to be. Just like we just was talking about, like people being, I think people make situations by, like we said, falling in love with potential and those kind of things. They make things harder than what they just really are. I think I saw some meme said if a dude tell you to go with the flow, but sometimes the flow is the flow. You
oh my God.
flow, you just flow and kind of figure things out. We be so pressed to find out, like, is he gonna marry me? Is he gonna introduce me to his family? It's always like a rat race to get to to
The
get to
end.
somewhere,
To
to
get to
get
an
to the
ending.
to get to an ending. But how
Yeah.
about we just get to know each other? Let it be fluid. Let it be organic. Let it be you know, just go with the flow. I don't think going with the flow means uh, something bad. I embrace going with the flow because it allows you to just be who you are. No expectations, no drama, just going with the flow, you know. Hey, I might don't see you this weekend. You know, it's not, oh God, he didn't call me. We didn't go anywhere this weekend. He probably had somebody else. It don't have to be that way. And I think that for me, going with the flow is the way that people should just be easy breezy with it. And take your time. People are so rushed to like um get to an ending, like you said. And so I think that it should be go with the flow.
Okay, so we're gonna go with the flow. This is what I have surmised
Okay.
from this great conversation. We are going to go with the flow to consistent love and respect.
But let me say this.
Period.
You need to love yourself first.
Yes.
You need to heal, you need to do your work. You need to make sure that you like you are up and up, because like we always be talking about like how men be doing this and they be doing that. Like, what are you doing? Like, have you done your work? And so I feel like for me, while you're looking for love, you need to make sure that you know how to love yourself. That I think that a lot of times once you learn how to love yourself, a lot of that other stuff, it's not an issue. Because men are hunters, you know. And so they know, they can smell whatever it is on you. If it's insecurity, if it's whatever, they can smell it on you. They know like what's on you. So if you do your work and you stand firm in who you are, like I feel like God will reward you with the things that you deserve.
So let's sum it up then. First, it's self-love.
Yes.
Right? Which allows us, I love myself enough to go with the flow into a consistent relationship that brings about more love and more respect.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we good. Is that fair for right now? And then we can come
Yes.
back in a little bit and chop
I
it up
mean,
some more?
yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool. Well, everybody, EI boom _2. You said something that I wanted to love the platform you have. I appreciate it. We growing it. I love all of y'all. All of y'all have been great, from Sam, Tasha, Keisha. What was the other young lady that came on? I forget her name. Shoot, because I was gonna follow her. Monty P, of course.
Shanae. No.
Kim Boom.
I forget her name. But I'll hit Sam up because she probably follows Sam. I'll go through Sam follows and find her. And so, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Y'all got anything else? I'm
Kimbo.
about to roll.
Thank you, Lily.
Kimbo.
Kimbo.
Let me write
Yeah,
Kimbo
I
down.
her too.
It was Kimbo something. All I gotta do is search Kimbo on his joint and I'll be good.
Yeah,
all
I
right?
just her too, so she on mine too.
Okay, it'll be easier to find her on yours than on Sam's. All right, Keisha. All right, Monty P. I love y'all. We out.
We love you
Peace.
too. Peace.
Love you.
Love.